Hey, good morning, Harry. This is Brett Thompson at DEM. I think we are waiting for a couple to ensure we get quorum. Are you okay if we hold off a minute or two?
Yes, sir. That sounds good. Thank you. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, Miss Lauren's watching for us.
Thank you.
Harriet, we're going to give it another 2 minutes till 10:04, and then we'll call the roll. We're not there yet.
Copy. Thank you, sir.
Harriet, this is Brett Thompson at DEM. So at this point, I don't think we have a quorum, but we are, if you're okay with it, I'll have you go hot, call the order, do the roll call, and then we can make a decision from there.
That sounds good to me. Ubla Loatok. Good morning, everyone. This is Harriet Vegas, and I'd like to call the March 4th, 2025 meeting of the Nevada Tribal Emergency Coordinating Council to order at 10:05. Ms. Borst, would you conduct a roll call, please?
Yes, ma'am. Lauren Borst for the record. DEM. Harriet Vegas,
Present.
Sukaki Charlie, Jackie Conway,
Present.
thank you. Dwayne Masters Senior, Don Pelt, Marianne Perez, Kenneth Keener,
Here.
thank you. Ross Rivera,
Here.
thank you, Ross. Lori Tom, Daniel Thayer,
Here.
Brett Compton,
Present.
Emily Gould Monahan,
Good morning, present.
good morning. Samantha Laddick,
Here.
you are one shy of quorum.
Sam.
Yeah, I always get to be the bearer of bad news. Yeah, without quorum, we're not going to be able to start the meeting today. I don't know if there's any way to contact anyone quickly or if this is the extent of who we can reach, but without one more, we cannot have the meeting.
It looks like Marianne Perez is having issues getting online, but she is trying to dial in.
Perfect. Let's wait for that.
This is Cliff from ITCN. Dwayne Masters Sr. is also trying to get into.
Copy, thank you, sir.
This is Jackie Conway. I got a hold of Lori Tom. She's gonna try and log in also.
Thank you, Jackie.
Hey, Lauren, just a reminder too, if people are having trouble connecting through Zoom, they can also call in to help us meet quorum to the phone line listed on the agenda. So just another option if people's computers are giving them trouble.
Copy, thank you, Sam. The 522 number, can you verify your name, please?
Marion Perez with the Duckwater Shoshone Tribe.
Okay, thank you, Marion. Okay, we have quorum.
Perfect, thank you. That was rough. I was sweating it for a minute there.
You're welcome. We're having internet issues out here, so.
I bet. I thought I saw some weather out that way. It's beautiful down here, though. Anyway, thank you, Ms.
Out
Bowles.
here.
Oh, I bet. And I'd like to thank Ms. Borst for that. And also I'd like to thank everyone for taking the time to participate today. Just as a quick friendly reminder, please double check that your microphone is on mute unless you are actively speaking. And also when speaking, please identify yourself before you speak in order to assist the staff with the minutes. And with that, I will close out agenda item number 1 by the skin of our teeth, and we'll open up agenda item number 2. This is public comment. This is for discussion only. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under this item of the agenda until the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an item upon which action may be taken. Public comments may be limited to 3 minutes per person at the discretion of the co-chairs. Comments will not be restricted based on viewpoint. To provide testimony during this period of public comment via telephone, please call in anytime after 9:30 a.m. on the day of the meeting by dialing 1-669-219-2599. When prompted, provide the meeting ID, which is 202-331-8963, and then press pound. When prompted for the participant ID, please press pound again. When asked to provide public comment, please press *6 to unmute your phone and *6 again when your comments are complete. Please also be advised that the YouTube stream may be 60 to 90 seconds behind the live meeting. If you would like to present public comment, please call in using the above number to hear the meeting live. So while we wait for that lag time to catch up, would anyone like to provide public comment there in Carson City?
Seen anyone?
No
No
comment
public
there?
comment from Las Vegas. I did notice, Harry, we had a couple of members join online when you have the opportunity to have them verbally confirm.
Yeah, good morning. This is Dwayne Master Senior with the Fort McDermott Tribe.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else just joining us?
Hello, this is Lori Tom, Yerington Paiute Tribe.
Good morning, Lori. Thank you.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay. Okay, was there any public comment from anyone? Are there any public comments on the phone?
Warren Borst for the record. No, ma'am, I'm not seeing any.
Perfect, thank you. Not hearing any public comment. There will be another opportunity towards the end of the meeting for public comment. And with that, we'll close out agenda item number 2, and we'll move on to agenda item number 3. This is the approval of minutes. This is for discussion for possible action. The Ntecc will review and discuss the minutes of the November 4th, 2024 Ntecc meeting. The Ntecc will determine whether to approve the meeting minutes. You all should have received a copy of the draft minutes from the November 4th, 2024 meeting. Thank you, Ms. Borst and the whole team for all the work in getting that together. Members, please review, and when you're ready, I'll take a motion to amend or approve. So regarding the November 4th, 2024 meeting minutes, were there any changes or edits or corrections that we needed to be aware of?
This Ross Rivera, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
I'll second. Daniel Fair. Okay, we have a motion from Ross Rivera, seconded by Daniel Thayer. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say no. Okay, motion passes. All right, and with that, we'll close out agenda item number 3 and we'll move on to agenda item number 4. This is the Division of Emergency Management updates. This is for discussion only, provided by co-chair Brett Compston. He will provide an overview of updates and changes to the Division of Emergency Management, including but not limited to personnel changes, legislative actions, and preparedness initiatives. Chief Compston, I will turn the floor over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Brett Thompson for the record. So as far as personnel updates, we did move Mr. Hal O'Brien. He is now serving as our BAL within the resilience branch here at the division. We also are excited to welcome Ntecc, who is our tribal liaison. And I believe next week we have Ms. Kimberly Paula Ortega joining as our tribal health LNO. So for the first time in a year, we will have a complete tribal liaison team, and I'm really excited about that. We also welcome Mr. Justin Harris as the state training officer. Yesterday, we brought on board a data analyst to assist our IT team, and we have brought on 4 new grants specialist GPAs since I last spoke to you in November. A couple updates as regards to FEMA. So FEMA has officially reviewing all grants, and they're doing that manually. So we are expecting delays over the next 30 days on requests for reimbursement through FEMA. We also need to be aware that all future grants will be reviewed for compliance with all recent executive orders. The last thing of awareness in regards to FEMA is FEMA has recalled the BRIC and the flood mitigation NOFOs to be rewritten in accordance with current presidential directives. And so we don't know when we will see those back on the street. I do not have definitive information on this, but I expect that this will probably also delay the release of the Homeland Security grants that typically occur here at the end of March. As far as legislative actions, Senate Bill 38 is in process. This is a bill that basically allows the division, or would allow the division, to share school plans with before the time of an emergency for preparedness planning and response coordination. Also Senate Bill 39, which is in effect, would establish a revolving loan fund, a low interest rate revolving loan fund, which would facilitate users or sub-jurisdictions or tribes to apply for and receive a low-cost loan to provide the initial match that are required when you're doing a mitigation program. And the last one, although not yet a Senate or Assembly bill, there is a bill draft request circulating at the governor's direction to transition the Division of Emergency Management within the Office of the Military to becoming an Office of Emergency Management within the Office of the Governor. Also on the federal news, the CR, the continuing resolution, is scheduled to expire or go through the 14th of March. Do not know if that will be extended or how that will play out at the national level. If we go into a government shutdown, that will have effects on reimbursements through the grants program. Just as a reminder that we have now established calls for our tribal partners once a month. These will be on the 3rd Tuesday of every month at 10 o'clock. And they will be led by the tribal liaison team and Ms. Heather. A couple other big items. So, and large scale initiatives that are underway here at the division. So we are working with Nevada Energy on helping other critical infrastructure partners map their critical dependencies related to power. We are moving forward with establishing the requirements and the supports for an expanded and synergized Tahoe Basin evacuation plan. And whenever BRIC comes back out, we will be moving forward with a fuel disruption analysis in Southern Nevada so that we can basically prepare ourselves for long-term critical infrastructure outages related to loss of fuel, whether it's from a fire or it's through an earthquake or it's through nation state actions. And I believe that is all I have to report. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Are there any questions from the members for Chief Compston? No questions? Thank you for that. That was a good update. Glad to hear all of the new staff that's coming on board and that has already come on board and the movements. I'm very excited for that. Thank you for that update. We will close out agenda item number 4 and we'll move on to agenda item number 5. This is an update on tribal health preparedness efforts. This is for discussion only. Provided by Emily Gould Monahan, Public Health Preparedness Program. Ms. Gould Monahan will update the Ntecc on the Division of Public and Behavioral Health's health preparedness efforts and upcoming annual Rural Preparedness Summit. Ms. Gould Monahan, the floor is yours, ma'am.
Thank you, Harriet. Good morning, everyone. I appreciate your time this morning. So real quick, I'll just start with a couple health updates for everybody. So it is flu, respiratory, and gastrointestinal disease season, which is super fun for us all. So just ensure that we're all implementing proper health measures in place to prevent the spread of illness. There are quite a few upticks of flu cases this season, more so than RSV and COVID, including a lot of hospitalizations and a few pediatric deaths. So if you are seeing impacts in your community and you do need some type of assistance, please let us know. We do have Tamiflu available for outbreaks. So if you need to make that type of request, we're able to facilitate that and work with you to get those medications out to your communities. Additionally, we have been working with several partners on the H5N1 response to bird flu. Most recently was with Central Nevada Health District that had the first positive human case in the state. So we had the opportunity to support them through PPE dissemination and then also providing the Tamiflu antiviral distribution in their communities. So we did receive some crisis funding from our federal partners as well. So if you do have interest in any preparedness activities or that you're currently working on and need additional support and would potentially be interested in that crisis funding, please let me know and we'll see what we can do to support you with that. Moving on to more engagement opportunities. So we do have our 13th annual Rural Preparedness Summit upcoming this May. That will be held May 14th through 15th at the Elko Convention Center again. And this year we are starting with a pre-training on May 13th. So it's something we have not been able to do before, but really excited to bring to everyone this year. This is in partnership with the Rural Domestic Preparedness Consortium, and this will be an 8-hour comprehensive training on disaster recovery in rural communities specifically. So both this course and the summit are free to attend, no registration costs. We also offer breakfast, lunch, refreshments throughout the day, and at the end of this course, participants will receive a certification. So the course is capped at 40 participants. The registration will open the same time as the registration for the summit. Feel free to do a combination of registrations such as attending the entire summit and the course, or if you just wanted to attend the course or the course in one day of the summit, there are a lot of flexibilities there. But looking forward to bringing that to everyone. Additionally, as part of our summit this year, we are heavily focused on disaster recovery. We are looking to hold a tribal specific session focused on natural disaster recovery. I know several of our partners have been impacted by some severe floods and wildfires over the years, so we've been in contact with Josie Burnett to help arrange this, but if you do have any ideas or would be interested in presenting or maybe even doing a panel with fellow tribal members, please let me know and we would be happy to set that up for the summit. Additionally, we're working on wrapping up some strategic planning efforts. I think I've mentioned this in the past that we created a new strategic plan moving into the next 5 years for our new budget period. This plan should be close to finalized for at least our first year since it is due as a deliverable to our federal partners. So if you would like a copy of that plan once it's finalized and we're able to share, I'm happy to distribute that to everyone. But moving forward, there are a lot of engagement opportunities still to work on this plan together. We have several work groups that were created in addition to this plan to uphold the goals and objectives we'd like to see completed for the next few budget period years. So just to name a few of those that might be of interest to you, there's a pediatric disaster readiness group and a health equity group. Those might be the most applicable to this group. If you are interested in joining or would like to see the work that's coming out of those groups, please let me know, and I'm happy to do either a presentation, share some of our statewide objectives of what we'd like to accomplish, or just have you join the groups in general. It would be great to have some feedback from all of our tribal partners. And finally, we are working to fill some vacant positions within our hospital preparedness program. So that includes a new rural preparedness coordinator, as well as a health emergency preparedness evaluator who will focus specifically on exercises and trainings within our healthcare preparedness system. So I'm hoping to have those positions filled by the May-June timeline at the absolute latest. And then we're looking for opportunities to introduce those new personnel to our partners and have them assist in any projects, community projects, health projects that you have in mind. They would be a great support system to have, a new line into PHP, and just overall help bolster our program support for everyone here. So please reach out when we're able to fill those positions. We'll let you know. Please reach out if you would like some engagement opportunities with them. Pending any questions, that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gold Monahan. Excuse me. Are there any questions from the members?
Yes, Ken Quiner for the record, Washoe Tribe. Emily, has there been a lodging block set up at any of the facilities out there at Elko?
The only lodging we've been able to accommodate are for any speakers or presenters for the summit. Unfortunately, we can't accommodate a block for the majority of attendees, but I am happy to drop a list of good accommodations with this group if you're interested.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any additional questions from the members? Okay, hearing none. Thank you very much for that report and for the updates. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And with that, we will close out agenda item number 5 and move on to agenda item number 6. This is an update from the Department of Native American Affairs, DNAA. This is for discussion only, provided by Stacy Montooth. Ms. Montooth will provide Ntecc with an update of DNAA activities related to the support of tribal emergency management and public health preparedness. Ms. Montooth, are you with us this morning? Or is there someone that is here in her place for a report?
Harriet, this is Cliff from ITCN. Did the agenda change? Because on my agenda it has me as number 6 for ITCN. I didn't send a report out pre-meeting, but are we taking off the agenda?
Sure, this is Brett Thompson with the division. We have number 6 as the DNAA, and we did not receive a report from you, sir.
Okay. Okay, thanks for clarification.
Scared me for a minute there. I thought, oh man, I have the wrong agenda. Yeah, I apologize for that, Clifford. Yeah, I looked on mine. I didn't see you on this agenda for this meeting.
Good morning, it's Stacy Montooth from the Department of Native American Affairs.
Good morning, Ms. Montooth. Good to hear from you.
Thank you. Not to muddy the waters, but my agenda also has Intertribal Council of Nevada as number 6.
Ma'am, this is Brett Thompson from the division. I believe it's possible when we send out, so we've started a model here where 3 weeks out before a meeting, we send out a draft agenda, which is typically going to be built off of the prior agenda. And then we ask for input and any adjustments that need to be made for that. Give you a 2-week suspense. And if we do not hear back from anybody or any agenda items, then those items are removed and we publish a finalized agenda. So that may be where we are in this whole thing. You guys may be looking at the initial agenda that was sent out for input. And if no input was received, then we remove the item.
Well, this is Ross
see.
Rivera. On the minutes, the last minutes, number 6 is ITCN on the agenda. So maybe that's where it got crossed.
Well, again, this is Stacy from the DNAA. I have one quick introduction to a new staff member here at our department. I'd like to introduce you all to LaWanda Jones. LaWanda is joining us, longtime state employee, and she's transferring from taxation. Her primary role with our department will be as the opioid prevention coordinator here for our office, the health specialist. And I believe she's going to jump on and tell you a little bit about herself. And if it's acceptable, I could yield my time to Clifford Banuelos.
And this is Brett Thompson from the division. I believe that in accordance with the open meeting law, if it's not on the agenda, we can't add an item. Although if he would just speak during public comment, by all means, that would be acceptable.
Oh, perfect, perfect. So may I have LaWanda introduce yourself? And LaWanda, it's *6 to unmute yourself in case you weren't aware.
Hi, can you hear me? My name is LaWanda Jones. In a nutshell, Stacy said everything already, but I'm eager to learn and I can't wait to work with you.
Thank you, LaWanda. Again, this is Stacy Montus at the Nevada Department of Native American Affairs. I also want to add that besides her longtime experience with the state, LaWanda is also a tribal citizen of the Washoe Nation and community member in Woodford. And we're excited also that the staff over at the Department of Safety is so robust. So thank you for the time today.
Thank you very much, Ms. Montooth, and welcome, Ms. Jones. It's good to hear that you've joined us, and we look forward to working with you in the future. So welcome aboard, and thank you for taking the time to attend with us today. Are there any questions for Ms. Montooth or Ms. Jones? Okay, hearing none. Thank you again to both of you. Look forward to working with you in the future, as I mentioned. And with that, we will close out agenda item number 6, and we'll move on to agenda item number 7. This is updates from the DEMHS Tribal Liaison staff. This is for discussion only, provided by Heather Lafferty and Aaron Thacker. DEMHS, Ms. Lafferty and Mr. Thacker will provide an update on the progress of hiring the tribal liaison and the tribal health liaison positions. They'll also provide an overview of training opportunities, updates on tribal outreach activities, and updates related to the support of tribal emergency management and public health preparedness. Ms. Lafferty and Mr. Thacker, who would like to open this discussion?
Good morning, Harriet. Heather Lafferty for the record. I will. Again, Heather Lafferty for the record. I wanted to dig a little deeper into some of Brett's announcements and officially introduce our new tribal emergency manager, Aaron Thacker, and have him give you just a brief overview of his background. We're very excited to have Aaron in this new position and get him out there engaging with everyone. So Aaron, I'll turn it over to you real quick.
Back for the record. Good morning, everybody. I have met some of you on here, so it's been nice, and I look forward to meeting the ones that I haven't. before starting at NDEM, I was in tribal education for over 20 years. And I'm learning the process here, so I'm excited to see where this takes me. So thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. This is Heather again for the record. We did want to give an update, dig a little deeper. We did hire for our new tribal health position. That was the position we did have to run twice, but it was very important to us to get the most qualified candidate to serve our tribal health clinics in our tribal communities. And that is Kimberly Palma Ortega. She will be with us at our next quarterly meeting. She's starting on March 10th. And she comes to us from the Governor's Council on Developmental Disabilities. And we're, again, excited to get her out there supporting our tribal clinics. I'm going to send it back to Aaron real quick to go over some training opportunities that we have. Aaron?
Aaron Thacker for the record. Just wanted to mention 2 trainings that are coming up. NDEM is hosting the 2025 FEMA Basic Academy here, and the dates are the first session is April 28th through March 2nd. Second is June 2nd to the 4th. Then we have June 5th to the 6th, June 23rd to the 24th, and June 25th to the 27th. And if you're interested or need a flyer, just reach out to me and I can get that out to you. We also have the RIPS training later this year, which is the Regional Integrated Preparedness Symposium. And there will be 3 different regions. Region 1 will be in Las Vegas, September 15th to the 18th. Region 2 will be at Carson, September 23rd to the 25th. And Region 3 will be in Elko, October 21st to the 23rd.
Thank you, Aaron. And we also wanted to, Heather Lafferty, again for the record, update that the Tribal Emergency Management Program did successfully coordinate with our tribal members to secure funding to get and extend support to our tribal members for NEPA. And we did have a very productive tribal panel with great feedback at our Nevada Emergency Preparedness Association Summit. We also wanted to highlight again that we have stood up our tribal emergency management coordination call. And like Brett mentioned, that is every 3rd Tuesday of the month. If you didn't receive an invitation, please make sure you reach out to me and Aaron, and we'll make sure you get included. But this is going to be a great opportunity for us to collaborate and really dig into some topics and start building some of those capacities together. And so we look forward to seeing you there. And that will be the close of this agenda item and update for us.
Thank you both very much. Are there any questions from the members for Ms. Lafferty or Mr. Thacker? Okay, hearing none. Thank you both for those updates. We look forward to the upcoming training and also to welcoming Ms. Palmer Ortega. I thought I recognized her name. I know who she is now. Very excited to work with her. Thank you very much for that. Excuse me one second. I apologize. We have allergies, a lot of wind blowing down here. So with that, we will close out agenda item number 7 and we'll move on to agenda item number 8. This is an update on Tribal Nations Training Week in Anniston, Alabama through the Center for Domestic Preparedness. This is for discussion only, provided by Ruby Dawn Manning, Tribal Liaison Program Specialist for CDP. Ruby Dawn will provide the Ntecc with an outline of the events during Tribal Nations Training Week and seat availability in the training tracks for the week of April 26th through May 3rd, 2025, as well as additional training opportunities throughout the year. Ms. Manning, I'll turn it over to you, please. Is Ruby Dawn with us this morning? Do we know?
Not seeing her from this side. Brett Thompson, for the record, we are not seeing her name on our participant list.
Okay. That's number 8. Okay, so if it's okay with you, we'll table agenda item number 8 and move on to agenda item number 9. This is a request for member input on Q2 meeting topics. This is for discussion only, provided by Heather Lafferty, DEMHS. Ms. Lafferty is interested in seeking input from Ntecc members to identify key discussion topics, training needs, or emerging issues for the upcoming Ntecc second quarter meeting. Members are encouraged to submit topics that align with Ntecc's mission to enhance emergency management collaboration and resilience across tribal communities. Ms. Lafferty, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Harriet. This is Heather Lafferty again for the record. And I did want to open the conversation to solicit interest or seek input from Ntecc members to discuss which key topics or training needs, emerging issues for our next Q2 meeting they might be interested in having on the agenda. So I will open the conversation right now, or if you have items you would like added after, please reach out and let me or Aaron or Lauren know, and we can get them added as well. This includes, as you think about this, if you would like specific updates from any subject matter experts, we might help facilitate around, critical infrastructure, energy industry, or, any of the POETI planning, organizing training, any of those type of topics. So I'll go ahead and open it up and just see if we have anything anyone would like added right now, or any topics they might be interested in.
This is Harriet Vegas for the record. I just have a quick question. Heather, I'm not sure if you have an answer, or maybe if Chief does. I thought I saw recently an email that said the emergency management emergency manager training through the state. That block of training that they offer every year. I thought I read that that's going to be in Reno, or up north, but I thought it was supposed to go 1 year Northern Nevada, the next year Southern Nevada, and back and forth. And I understood it that the odd years were in Southern Nevada. So I just wanted clarification, because I was really hoping to take that course this year. And when I saw it was in Northern Nevada, I thought, wait, am I wrong? So can you help me with that, please?
This is Thompson, for the record. Yeah, actually, so we're going to rotate it through all 3 regions. I think you're talking about the basic academy, Harriet. Is that right? Okay, so that will rotate between the 3 regions, and this year it is here in Northwest Nevada, and then it'll rotate. I'm not sure if it's Southern Nevada and then Elko after that, I believe. Does that sound right?
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
so it'll be Northwest Nevada this year. Next year it'll be Southern Nevada. 3rd year out, we'll be back in Elko. We're going to try and rotate it through all 3 regions of the state each year, so that everybody gets an opportunity to get it closer to home, if that makes sense.
No, that definitely helps. Thank you for that clarification. And it might have said that in that email. I just was kind of bummed out when I saw it was up there again. And I thought, oh man, did I miss something? But no, thank you for that clarification. Are there any other comments or questions for Ms. Lafferty regarding this agenda item?
Yeah, this is Ross Rivera again. With the training that's announced, and just like you just announced some, it would be nice if you would provide if there's any travel funding to go with them trainings for the tribes. I think that would help get more tribal people at these trainings if there is funding to travel. Thank you.
Heather Lafferty for the record. And thank you, Ross. Absolutely. Aaron and I First thing after this meeting, we'll look at our travel funding and see what we have available, because we also agree getting our tribal partners at this training is instrumental to increasing our capacity. So thanks, Ross. That was a great comment.
Any other questions or comments?
Harriet?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, this is Marion with the Declaration Training Tribe. Hey, I have training coming up in June. It'd be scheduled for June 10th through the 12th here in Duckwater. It's being put up by Ray Strover out of the Alabama Workplace Training. I think there's three courses that we had asked for, but right now it is okay for him to come out. But I'm looking for people to sign up, and they can get a hold of me on my cell phone. I can give it to you. It's 775-293-9522. I can give you guys more information if I hear from you.
This is Ross. Very good. What's the training?
Right now, all I can think of what they had, he offered us was hazmat and opioid information. I can't remember the last one that he offered. I'll have to go back to my office and look, because right now I'm at my home calling in because we don't have internet service at my office.
Real quick, Eric Thacker for the record. Mary Ann, if you want to, we can exchange after this meeting, and then I can get it all out to the tribal EMs on one email.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
Okay. Thank you.
Good morning. This is Lori Tom for the record. I was wondering if there was a way that working with Nevada Department of Emergency Management, that programs that are coming in like this, can there be like a little piece on the website to show what tribes are having different trainings or what groups? Because I'm also the biosecurity coordinator for UNR's APHIS training that's coming up at the end of March, and due to the funding cuts and cutting of personnel, that's now going to be a virtual training. But I was hoping that there's a way that, we can go on there and see what trainings are coming up, kind of a little calendar or something.
This is Brett Thompson for the record. Aaron and I are just conferring here. Yeah, absolutely, we can do that. What the tribal team is going to do is work with our web coordinator so that we have a subsection dedicated for that on our website. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds great. It's easier for the tribes to look in one spot and see which trainings coordinate with their schedules, and so that when you're also scheduling one, you're not over scheduling on somebody else's. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Great suggestion. Thank you.
This is Stacy Montu from the Department of Native American Affairs. If possible, we'd love to piggyback on that project, include a link to all the available training in Indian country onto our website.
Brett Thompson for the record. Yes, ma'am. Aaron will reach out to you, and I think that's great if we can tie that together.
Thank you. Are there any additional questions for Ms. Lafferty? Okay, well, thank you very much for those updates and for all the great comments. I really appreciate it. Great input. I do see Ms. Ruby Dawn Manning. So we will go back up to agenda item number 8. This is an update on Tribal Nations Training Week in Anniston, Alabama through the Center of Domestic Preparedness, CDP. This is for discussion only, provided by Ruby Dawn Manning. Ms. Manning, I will turn it over to you.
Hello, apologies, I was late. I got called into a meeting this afternoon. Well, it's afternoon here, it's morning there. Yes, I wanted to invite all of you to Tribal Nations Training Week. And if you don't mind, okay. May I share a PowerPoint? Or discussion only? Okay. So the Tribal Nations Training Week is in April. Let me get to the... Okay. All right, and I know a few of you from the state have been to Tribal Nations Training Week before. This year is going to be a little bit different. Just there's a little bit of a new team here. These are all of the attendees from last year in the 2024 Tribal Nations Training Week. And myself, of course, I'm from Duck Valley. My background is fire service, Chopra Fire Department, emergency management throughout Nevada. I've been here at the Center for Domestic Preparedness for about 5 years. I also instruct for the Alabama Fire College. I work with the Transportation Community Awareness and Emergency Response Group and National Association of Sarah Title III program officials as well. The planning team has been updated. So there is myself as a lead for Tribal Nations Training Week, the first tribal person to plan Tribal Nations Training Week. And there are 4 other people on our team. Caitlin Dearman, Ronnie Warren, and Jennifer Romano is our lead registration team. Ronnie and Jennifer. Jennifer is the Eastern Region Coordinator, and Ronnie is a Central Coordinator, Regional Coordinator for the CDP. So the same theme is for you, by you, with us for the CDP. So it is led by Tribal Nations. There's 3 CDP divisions, of course, law enforcement, hazmat, and healthcare, but we also have courses like the instructor trainer certification. There are trainings all year, not only for Tribal Nations Training Week. We want to promote national progression within tribal nations as well as partnerships. So it is focus group created. We follow hazard assessments and requests through the planning team and the focus group. We utilize training partners like LSU and EMI, now known as NDEMU. We have also created a resources section for tribal nations this year. So we've invited a lot of grant personnel, FEMA Go, IPAWS, the BIA Office of Emergency Management, and there are also going to be more. They're going to be available throughout the week. They have a specific area allocated for them. And then the second week, we have a virtual training. This is what the flow of events looks like. The theme this year is protecting traditions by building capabilities through partnerships. There are 10 training tracks, and 3 of them are healthcare centric, healthcare leadership, healthcare emergency response team, and managing public information. Those are going to be at the healthcare training facility. We've created a new preparedness training track, which is going to include courses like developing and improving emergency management programs within tribal nations, emergency operations plans for rural jurisdictions, homemade explosives recognition, and site protection through observational techniques. And that is one of our newest tracks. We have not released that yet, so you are hearing about it first here. There are seats available for that specific training track. The events throughout the week are Monday evening is a strategic national stockpile team updating the tribal nations with all resources available. And the second hour is going to include the regional tribal liaisons and FIT team members. And it's going to kind of be like a group where either the regions are going to break out or the groups are going to discuss how we can utilize the resources to the best of our abilities. Excuse me. Tuesday, there's going to be a no host social. It's a cultural sharing event. Essentially, all of the attendees are going to be free to bring in any beadwork or artwork, and they'll be able to share all of that. And then there's going to be the evening lecture series that is going to be the second hour. Thursday, the Freedom Riders event has been canceled. We're going to be updating the schedule to create a new agenda item. Yeah, I know, Harriet. We actually lost Charles this year. So that's, yeah, we lost him in January. So that event is going to be something else, and it's to be decided. Currently, I'm in discussions with the regional tribal liaisons to add something to the schedule. So, of course, Friday is going to be the closing ceremony, so there's not really anything planned for that evening. And the virtual Tribal Week trainings are going to be, they're going to have essentially themes every evening, or every day, I should say. Monday is going to be medical, Tuesday, law enforcement, Wednesday is going to be emergency management, and Friday is going to be community-centric courses. Now, that is not limited to tribal personnel, and the theme for that week is 2025 Tribal Nations Training Week Continued. Virtual resilience, continuing training through technology. The training track registrations, as of now, they have increased a bit as of this afternoon. We have 20 registered in the executive track, and the preparedness is the 580 by EMI. The cyber training track is up to 15, and that's like cyber awareness and preparedness. The tribal curriculum is still at 30. The continuity of operations track is actually up to 30. The funding and grants is up to 20. And in the funding and grant section, we've also created space for Friday. All of the grants personnel and the FEMA Go personnel are going to come in and have an open forum event with all the tribal attendees that are going to be in that training. The exercise track is full. We're going to have the HC training and workshop in that track. MPI is up to 22, HCL is still at 50, and the healthcare emergency response team training is sitting at, actually, yeah, it's about 30 as well. And so this is the same schedule as I outlined earlier with the Strategic National Stockpile and RTLs, the No Host Cultural Sharing event. And here are some of the resources that are going to be in attendance. CHDS is actually really excited to outline some of the resources they have available for tribal nations, which includes a master's program in emergency management. CISA is going to be attending, and they might also have an open forum event as well. It's to be decided. There's going to be an information panel posted throughout the campus, basically outlining everything available and all of the resources that are attending Tribal Nations Training Week throughout, or attending throughout the week. The opening ceremony activities, the keynote is going to be our acting superintendent, but our deputy superintendent, Chris Chesney. We're going to have the Native American Women Warriors Honor Guard. They have already confirmed. We're very excited to host them this year. We're going to go over the training tracks that are going to be happening throughout the week. And we're going to talk about the different training divisions here at the CDP. All of the additional training that is available throughout the year for tribal nations. And of course, it is all fully funded federally, which includes all travel and everything. There will be a few presentations, and we are going to be utilizing our liaisons a lot this year. There's a liaison from Washington, Idaho, and then the 3 liaisons that those of you who have attended before probably haven't met, because they were required to remain with the healthcare classes over at Noble. But we're going to have 5 tribal liaisons, and they're going to be moving about throughout the campus. The resources are going to be located in Operations Alley, which is just down the hallway from the store for those of you that have been here. Our ICE scenario is going to have 100 students. We're going to try to spread out additional positions in the exercise so that we can engage all of the students attending. We're going to be talking about different tribal nations, of course, and the IHS operations and how that plays into tribal emergency management and planning. We're also going to talk a little bit about MOAs and MOUs for external resources and check with tribes to see what kind of MOAs and MOUs they already have in place to kind of see what kind of ideas we can get from each other. We are going to, this is a new thing that is going to happen this year, and it is a cultural considerations training. We have had a SAMHSA document that was approved for use internally here at the CDP for years. It was created in 1997. I pulled all of the information off of that, and since it was already approved to be used internally, I built it out into a full document, and all attending partners, all instructors, all non-tribal attendees are going to have to take the training for cultural considerations to improve communication. So we're going to do it like a lunch and learn series, and we're going to have it open to, like I said, the non-tribal attendees. We've had miscommunications in the past, and I just wanted to make sure that we get ahead of it and make sure everybody is respectful to our tribal attendees. It was created specifically for the CDP, but I'm hoping to have more outreach into more of the federal offices throughout our division. It's for understanding and communication for partnerships. It'll provide basic information on tribal nations for preparedness planning. Some people have suggested making it emergency management planning, but currently in the preparedness division, it's basically just terminology right now that it's preparedness, but it is emergency management. The guide's a source of general information, and it's very broad. It is going to be available to other regions, and then they can update it and create like a living document so that they can make it more specific to the tribes in their regions. All situations can't be addressed regarding every tribe, and the information is a broad starting point, but we do have to start somewhere. Every tribe is unique, and relationships are integral in emergency management operations, especially if it is a federal or a state entity that has difficulty communicating with tribal nations. We want to facilitate better across the board. So relationships with tribal nations are difficult to build. They are the most loyal friendships that can become family, but they are the easiest to lose. And we're planning on really emphasizing that to the partners and to entities that want to work with tribal nations. This is the front and the table of contents for the cultural considerations guide. If anybody wants to review it, I will gladly send it to you. And if you want to send some comments back to me, I'm creating the training from it. I'm working on the PowerPoints and like the instructor guide and everything right now. So if you guys would like to review it and provide me with comments and see what we can plug in, please email me at rubydawn.manning@fema.dhs.gov. I'm sorry if I was kind of rushing, but I know that I was late on my agenda items, so I didn't want to take up too much extra time. But thank you all so much for hearing from me today and allowing me to speak. I know I've been in these meetings. It's been a long time ago. And apologies, I'm not sure who's all in here, but I see Harriet. It's so good to see you. But yeah, is there any questions? Hi, Danny.
How you doing, Ruby? Good to see you.
Good to see you. I hope you're coming this year.
Yeah, I won't make it out for Tribal Week, but I'm sure we'll cross paths somewhere down the line.
Yes, come out. You could come out any time of the year.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Are there any questions for Ms. Manning from anyone? Well, I do want to say, Ruby Dawn, very excited to see you. Thank you so much for that update. So disappointed to hear about the Freedom Riders and Mr. Person. Oh man, that's sad. Sorry to hear that. That's a very emotional. I think it's a state park, or is it a national park?
National.
National.
At the Greyhound station, yeah.
That is amazing. I have his book and I was hoping to get it autographed, and I'm sorry I missed him. Oh, that's too bad. But I do have a question for you. Is there a deadline? And you might have mentioned it. I was taking some notes. Is there a deadline of when they can apply for the CDP, the Tribal Training Week?
No, there is not a deadline, but as the training tracks get full, they will close. And if there's like one that somebody really wants to attend, but it is full, we can put them on a waiting list. But outside of that, they are not. Maybe the week before, or probably we had some requirement updates. So it will probably close maybe the second week of April, but I can always send out that update. We have to submit a little bit more documentation than we had before, so it'll be closing a little bit earlier. Before it was like a week, it might be 2 to 3 weeks now.
Okay, thank you.
But not till April.
Okay, good. And can you drop your email in the chat for us? I missed the @ part. So if you can drop that in the chat for us so we can have that. And then I wanted to ask you, when you were going through your presentation in the beginning, did I see TransCar? Is that what it is?
TransCare, it's the transportation, community awareness and emergency response. They provide a lot of free training resources as well. And they will bring out like the Norfolk Southern train, the learning train. It's like a 70-foot train where they do all like response training in there. And they have a lot of other free trainings available as well.
I do have some training coming up with them. Well, not training. I think they are going to do a little bit of training with us, but also a tabletop exercise for us. And I'll send you the flyer. I didn't know that you were a part of it. I would have invited you immediately. It's going to be March 24th. I'll send you the information. It's kind of closed. That's why I didn't mention it for tribal updates. It's kind of closed. But no, I'll definitely send that information to you. That's great to hear. Thank you. Are there any other questions for Ms. Manning?
I'm on the TransCare State Coordinator list for Nevada still.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, and if any of you have any questions regarding Tribal Nations Week, Tribal Nations Training Week, please reach out. I would love to see all of you from Nevada there. Here, it's kind of lonely over here because I am the only tribal person in the entire place, and it is so nice to see all of you from home.
Absolutely. And I really hope that the members here are able to attend. It is a great training. I've gone for, I think, about 5 years. I've missed a couple, but it is a great training, and I've learned a lot. This year I'm taking the COOP. So looking forward to that. Well, thank you so much for that update and for updating us on the other items. Really appreciate your time with us today. So hearing no other questions for Ms. Manning, I'm going to close out agenda item number 8, and we're going to move on to agenda item number 10. This is for public comment. This is for discussion only. No action may be taken upon a matter under this item of the agenda until the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an item upon which action may be taken. Public comments may be limited to 3 minutes per person at the discretion of the co-chairs. Comments will not be restricted on viewpoint. To provide testimony during this period of public comment via telephone, please call in anytime after 9:30 on the day of the meeting by dialing 1-669-219-2599. When prompted to provide the meeting ID, please enter 202-331-8963 and then press pound. When prompted for the participant ID, press pound again. When asked to provide public comment, please press *6 to unmute your phone and *6 again when your comments are complete. With that being said, are there any comments? I know we have a little bit of a lag time.
This is Brett Thompson for the record from Carson City DEM. So listening to the discussion about the agenda earlier, I think it would be prudent for me to walk everyone through the model that we've applied to every board, commission, committee, and council that the Division of Emergency Management supports. And so the model that you should expect moving forward is this, whether on this board or any other ones that we have. So 3 weeks before the scheduled board, commission, committee, or council on Monday, if it's holiday Tuesday, all the members will receive a copy of the proposed agenda. And really what is going to be is the agenda that we used before. And what we're going to give you is 2 weeks. So until you have until the Friday, 2 Fridays before the meeting to provide input on whether you want to continue your agenda item, whether you need to modify your agenda item, whether we need to add an agenda item or something of interest that we need to share. And so we want to provide that 2 weeks to give everybody an opportunity to get on the agenda so that they can be heard. Then what we're going to do in that last week before the actual meeting is that gives us the time to make any adjustments, make sure that it's legally sufficient, and then meet all of our open meeting law requirements. The second piece of that I would ask is when Ms. Lawrence sends out the proposed agenda or the draft agenda that we can adjust and modify, she's also going to include the meeting notes from the prior meeting. And my ask would be in that 2-week period that if members could review the meeting notes and provide any input so that when we roll into the actual meeting, we can be as efficient as possible. And that way we don't spend a lot of time reviewing meeting notes for the first time in the middle of the meeting. I think it went really efficiently today and I appreciate that. But we are trying to generate more efficiencies here at the division for all the boards, commissions, councils, and committees that we support. And so we're trying to standardize some of these processes and I appreciate everybody participating in that. So Ms. Lauren will include that model with her next set of distributions as well. So until we get everybody comfortable with that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that update. I appreciate it. Are there any questions or comments?
This is Lori Tom for the record. I'd like to just put a note out there. Like I said earlier, my other role is the biosecurity coordinator for the UNR Cooperative Extension, and we'll be holding a training for the emergency preparedness, and it was scheduled to be in Fallon, May 25th, 26th, and 27th. And due to funding cuts and personnel retired now, we will be doing a virtual training. It will be a half day on the 25th and a full day on the 26th. And that's what I was preparing prior to this meeting was the new announcement and the Zoom link. So anybody that's gotten that prior email, please cancel any lodging that you might have made, and that I will be sending that Zoom link out by today and letting everybody know that meeting will now be virtual. Thank you.
Thank you for that update. Are there any other public comments?
Well, Harriet, did she say March or May?
May.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Correct. I thought I heard May 25th through the 27th.
It's March. It's the end of this month.
Oh, it is March. Okay. Thank you for the update.
Thank you.
I wrote May.
Thank you.
That's what I had to. Okay, thank you.
Any additional comments during the public comment portion of the agenda?
Ken Quine for the record, Washoe Tribe. I just wanted to say thank you to Ms. Manning and the Center of Domestic Preparedness. This tribal training week is pretty awesome. This is our first time we're taking advantage of it, but those kind of things are just a godsend. They're awesome. Please keep it up. It's all good stuff. And DEM, you guys, your training is awesome too. But we wanted to give a shout out to Ms. Manning and the Center of Domestic Preparedness. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. I agree. I love Ruby Dawn. She's amazing. So happy for her. I was so excited to see her last year at CDP. Okay, any additional public comments?
Yep, this is Stacy Montes from the Nevada Department of Native American Affairs. I just want to reiterate that years ago, when I wore a PIO hat for emergency services for one of our tribal nations, I was fortunate to get to go to that federal training, and I still use it in my everyday professional life as a director. So if anybody needs a little encouraging to take the time out to make it out there to the Southeast, please consider it, or give me a call and I'll tell you some more particulars about how helpful it is.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that. It is, I have learned a lot. I've also been to EMI, and I think both places offer great opportunities for training for tribal. I love that it's specific for tribes, and they work really hard to keep it that way. And I'm grateful for that because I have learned a lot in the 10 years that I've been doing this. And like Ms. Montu said, I still carry some of the stuff I've learned early on. I'm very grateful for that training. So if there is anyone who hasn't had a chance to check it out yet, or even considered it, please do, and reach out to Ms. Manning. She can help you with registration or talk to you about the specific tracks that they offer. It's definitely it would be worth your time for sure. So thank you for that, Ms. Montooth. Any other comments? Okay, well, hearing none, I think we will close out that agenda item number 10, and we'll move on to agenda item number 11, which is adjournment. This is for discussion, possible action. May I have a motion to adjourn, please?
It's Don Pelt out of Pyramid Lake, making a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, sir. Is there a second?
Hank Wine for the record, Washoe Tribe seconds.
Thank you, sir. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed who want to stay on the call, say no. Okay, motion passes. Thank you, everyone. We are adjourned at 11:17. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you